Hello everyone, Sarat here, and it's time for yet another game in the Game a Week Marathon. I guess it's a marathon. Anyway, let's play A Boy and His Blob. Kind of a, I wouldn't say unknown game, but it is kind of weird, kind of strange. And since I really want to do a platformer in this, why not? So let's get started, shall we? Because this is going to give us absolutely no backstory or anything like that as far as I know. It should just go back and forth between this screen and that little credit screen and tell us to press start. So we will. So no, yes, we have a boy here. He has a blob. Thus the title. This is the boy's house. It plays absolutely no part in this game whatsoever. The boy can whistle, and the boy can select a jelly bean to throw in the general direction of the blob. Most of the time the blob will catch this. We have licorice, strawberry, coconut, cola, cinnamon, apple, vanilla, tangerine, root beer, honey, and ketchup and punch. They all turn the blob into different things. For example, this licorice, if you pitch the jelly bean towards him, turns him into a ladder that the boy can climb. It doesn't do much here because there's nowhere to go up, but to revert the blob from his state, you whistle at him. But yes, each one of these does different things. Licorice is a ladder, strawberry makes him turn into a bridge, coconut turns him into a coconut that you can use like a bowling ball, cola turns him into a big bubble that will protect you from water, cinnamon turns him into a blowtorch, used exactly once, and they give you 24 beans for it. Oh well. Apple turns him into a jack, used a couple times. Vanilla turns him into an umbrella, which, when you need to position him very accurately, you get more vanilla than anything else for the pick up and hold items. I'll keep looking, I don't recall exactly which one's the tangerine turns him into a trampoline. Root beer turns him into a rocket, which only comes into play once. Honey turns him into a hummingbird, which is pretty useless, except it allows the thing to fly and catch up to you if you have to go on higher levels. You will see what I mean by that. Ketchup kind of warps the blob, but you only get 6 of those, so you can't really leave him behind and just make him ketchup all that often. And punch turns him into a hole. Let's see if I turn him into a hole. I think here it doesn't do anything because the ground is too thick. But in other places, that will actually just provide an easy way to slip through the floor. As long as you're not falling too far, because this boy dies fairly easily. If he falls more than a screen and a half, he dies. And if he encounters any of the hazards, he dies. So we will be using the blob in his varied forms. And this top screen up here doesn't really provide much. A nice cityscape in the background, for certain values of nice anyway. I keep thinking they're supposed to be New York, but this health food store here comes into play late. If you look at the top of the screen, I've got a 0, a TR equals 22, and a head with a 5 next to it. The 0 is your score. TR stands for treasures remaining, which means there's 22 scattered around. And 5 is how many extra lives we have. Not how many lives total, but that's how many times I can basically die and restart. Waiting on Blob. Come on. Follow me. There you are, Blob. Now, as you might have guessed, this game is part platformer, although it doesn't really require reflexes or anything like that. It's more of a puzzle platformer. So we are stuck on this opening little I guess, subway walkway here with a whole bunch of graffiti. And we can't really go anywhere. So, we turn Blob into a hole, like I did earlier, and we can fall through. Now, if I really wanted to skip over the treasure that was like right there, since it's not hard to get, I could whistle and make him fall through, and he would turn into a hole right below me. But, since I moved, he will just revert to form. So hopefully you kind of see what the whole deal is here. You've got jelly beans, they turn Blob into different things, do different tools, and you can use Blob. You can use those tools to overcome the obstacles. Since your character in and of himself can do absolutely nothing, except whistle and throw jelly beans, he can't fight, he can't do much. But anyway, since I know about where to go in here, I'm not perfect at this. I don't have the full map memorized, but I remember some of the key points we need to deal with here. Fall down, notice snake. And I will be making a few save points here just to show off a few things, but not here, other places. And if you notice when we grab that bag, treasures are now at 21. So we just have to pass underneath the snake when it bounces over us. There are a lot of these snakes around, so get used to them. Come on, Blob. Actually, because I know what I need. Vanilla, 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 vanilla. Easier than waiting on Blob here. Whee! And if I'd just fallen off there, I would have died horribly. Big spider web in the way. If I run into that, I die. And I don't want to die, because I will die later a whole lot. And no, I haven't gone into the story yet, because for this first part, it's completely pointless. Okay, drop that, because I know what's coming up. Whistle. Nom nom nom. Falling rocks. Yeah, the blob as an umbrella will protect you from falling rocks. Not other types of falling obstacles, and you can still die horribly to these things if you slam his belly or feet into one of these rocks as it falls. So you just need to progress slowly and not try to sprint through the place. And we get a couple of screens of this. And yes, just in case you're curious, I will be trying to get all the treasures. And for those of you who don't know that game, yes, this includes one treasure that is kind of like a huge death trap. You could get closer, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you. Big wide gap there. Strawberry. And he goes right over it. Now hopefully I don't mess this up, because I don't get hit by snakes very often, at least when I play this game normally. Get over here. Make another umbrella. Wait till Snakey goes that way and fall straight down. Right to here. And just a second while I check and make sure I'm not missing something important there. And no, I'm really not. Excellent. But just because it's faster, carry Blob with us rather than wait on him to show up. Plus, if you've noticed, Blob does not exactly go exactly where you want him to. So, using the carry method, whistle him back into existence here, turn him into the trampoline, and you saw that diamond that was sitting up there. This should be right where I want to stand to get diamond, and one treasure less. Now see, normally you would have to deal with that guy to go past, but if you really don't care about that, you don't have to deal with all the snakes. We can just fall through the hole. And that is an interesting way to see into the next screen if you really want to. You can pitch a jelly bean there, or you can use the coconut to launch the blob in that direction. Okay, we've done that, but we can't fall through the hole here. At least I don't think we can. I recall it being fairly deadly to try that. So, just because, I'm going to make a save state here. Oh, it wasn't deadly. Oh, that's right, that's in the other spot, isn't it? Well, let's get you down here. I'm pretty sure this just takes us over to a wall. Yes. Nothing that way, but there's a treasure this direction. And yes, before I try anything particularly stupid just to show off, you know, falling deaths or something like that, I will make a save state so I don't lose one of the lives that I will lose when I try to get the one treasure down below. I'll probably make a save state right before I do that whole water setup there. But yes, treasure up here too. Which leaves us with 15 to grab. And nothing else we need up here. Let's walk this way. Come here, Blob. Give me a hole. It's like I should have shown that, I didn't need to go down here, did I? There's nothing but death waiting for me over here. Actually, there's not death, but there is a rather slow-moving little section that will annoy me. So let's get back up there. We are almost to the second half of this place, because we are about to go into the worst area in the world, so to speak. Come here, Blob. Yes, we get slightly different music, but there's water below us. And there's also a current. Over here, we go a few screens across. And that is how we get out. We can just walk onto that ledge from the bubble and ladder ourselves up, but we don't want to do that yet. Because down here, there are a bunch of treasures hidden. And we will have to fight this current the whole way. Current that just pushes us that way. Now, most of the ceiling and such here is not hazardous. We can bounce on the ceiling all we want to. in most areas, and it will not harm us. But there are spikes and the like around here. See those? If I'd have touched that, it would have popped the bubble. Any of those spikes will pop the bubble and cost us a life. Get over to the far side of this screen. Death spikes. Because there's one treasure down here that's pretty much a death sentence to actually try to get. That one, right there. Notice how it's surrounded by spikes? Yeah, it will kill you dead very easily. But I have gotten it before, and I will get it again. I will get it after I mess with these diamonds here. Since these diamonds are non-lethal to go after. As are these. So yeah, they put 8 treasures down here. Under the water. Forcing you to do some exploration with this. Now, before I do this, I'm going to make a save state here, because it's very possible I will use up every single life I have. So let's do this, and when I get back to land, I will call it a video. Let's make our save state, and I won't restart just to get all the individual lives back. As long as I come out of this alive, getting that period, I will... I won't bother. But if I do kill off all my lives, I don't want to have to repeat everything I've just done. And see what I just did there? Killed myself off. That's what happens if you whistle underwater. Fun, isn't it? Also a pretty good use for save states, really. So you can show yourself dying and Blob sank to the depths, never to be heard from again. Good fate for him as far as I'm concerned. But if you die underwater, you begin right back at the ledge that you landed. And killed myself on a spike. Okay, gonna pause and try to get back there. Okay, instead of pausing, which fits my window in the place, I will just edit that out in post. Yeah. I don't like the way that works. So anyway, let's get back to it, shall we? Got it. And survive. Yes, second try. And now out of this area. Even if I die, it would be a fast way back, but I'm going to need my lives later. And I didn't need my save state after all. Even though it was kind of funny showing off what happens if you whistle for Blob while you're down here. So now we go back this way. And just whistling for Blob here will still kill you because apparently he can't swim. And there we are. So anyway, this is a good stopping spot because it's taken long enough. So I'm going to call this a video. When we return, we probably finish out this game because we're almost done. Only 7 treasures left. And then, the end planet. Oh yes, there's another planet to deal with. What do you think we were going to do with the rocket? Shoot it at enemies? Not in this game. So anyway, take care folks. See you later.